If there's one thing I didn't expect people to get offended by, it was Doom Eternal's 4th of July event. But somehow the person we will be looking at today managed to get genuinely offended by Doom Eternal celebrating it, which is absurdly moronic, and it's always a great sign when the comments for a YouTube video are turned off. So without further delay, I'll let the video play.
So I was debating back and forth whether or not to make this video, because whenever I talk about Doom on this channel it tends to not go over that well. And the reason for that is because my opinion on the Doom series tend to clash with the general opinion on the Doom series quite a lot. For example, my favorite Doom game is Doom 3.
Hearing that someone's favorite Doom game is Doom 3 whilst watching a Doom related video really gives you a good idea of how shit the video is going to be.
While I liked Doom 2016, I did not like Doom Eternal.
Oh dear god, this is going to be painful.
Stuff like that. Just various differences of opinion. But of course, differences of opinion is kind of important for any kind of healthy discussion and growth of a community. So, I've been sharing my thoughts as much as possible anyway.
But today we're also going to involve politics, and that kind of always aggravates things, which meant that I really had to think through whether or not I was going to make this video.
And sadly you made the wrong decision, but you already know this since you've repeatedly said that you knew uploading it was a bad idea.
So, Doom Eternal has cosmetic items. Every month they run a big event where you can gather XP from playing the battle mode or the horde mode.
There's not a horde mode in Doom Eternal, my guy. Like, what the fuck? Even if he somehow got the campaign and the upcoming horde mode confused, I have no idea how he'd do that, because the single player missions for Doom Eternal are not remotely like a horde mode. Like, what? My mind can't grasp how someone can get this shit mixed up.
Or just the regular stages, and unlock various cosmetic items, like, new suits for the Doomslayer, or the demons, or weapon skins, stuff like that.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but nobody needed this explaining to them, so please, for the love of God, get to the point already.
And last month of June, they did an event called Tropic Like It's Hot, which despite sounding like a tropical themed event, was more barbecue themed. Like, you could dress up the Mancubus in like a hot dog costume, and like the altar for the Doomslayer had like fries and ketchup and stuff like that on it. It was kind of strange.
And surprising, because of course June is Pride Month, and most games did Pride-themed events and unlocks. Now, I'm not saying Doom should have done that, I'm just surprised it didn't, because a lot of other games did.
Oh yeah, you're not criticizing them for not doing it, you're just using the fact they didn't do something in-game for Pride Month as one of the key arguments for why you feel the 4th of July event was quote-unquote tasteless.
And I was, thinking about this, and I figured, well, maybe they were worried that it was going to get backlash because people see queerness as inherently political, or, maybe they just didn't even think about it, because it's not like they've been making efforts to represent anything really in Doom.
Even the cat in the background is trying to stop them from making this awful video.
Because it's not like, if you put a Mancubus in a hot dog, you're not representing hot dogs. Like, it's just, you're just putting a fun thing into your game, It's not really saying anything deeper.
No shit.
But then July came around, and for July they're doing a 4th of July themed event called Oh Slay Can You See, where you can get like US flag themed cosmetic unlocks, and like the Slayer is called the Patriot Slayer and has like an Uncle Sam hat and USA branded across the chest, and the big bald eagle and flag altar to stand on.
Do they think their subscribers are too brain dead to use their eyes or something? Believe it or not, you don't have to explain every little detail. Most people know what 4th of July themed stuff looks like, and even if they don't, you literally have the image up on screen of the skin, so there is no reason to go through every little detail and explain it one step at a time. Just get to the fucking point already instead of wasting time on minute details that do not need explaining.
And I found this very strange and kind of tasteless. Like, for starters, only the US celebrates the 4th of July.
Well, yeah, because it's Independence Day for America. Other countries have their own Independence Days, but none are as popular as the 4th of July. So if you're wondering why they only celebrated the 4th of July, that's why. Plus, id Software is an American company, so that's yet another reason as to why they'd celebrate America's Independence Day. And how exactly does this make it tasteless in the first place?
So it's very odd to put that as a month-long celebration in a game played internationally.
Who the fuck cares? I'm British and you don't see my ass crying about this being in Doom Eternal because guess what? It doesn't matter. It's just a fun skin. And once again, id Software is an American company, so of course they're going to celebrate one of America's holidays.
Like, probably most players aren't celebrating 4th of July.
That does not matter. Not everything has to be tailored to absolutely everyone.
It's just really, really, really strange. Like, having it on the day of 4th of July as like a specific thing, maybe, but on a month-long event, really.
I'm sorry, but how exactly are they going to allow players to unlock all of this content in one day, and only one day, without outright charging for it or giving it out for free automatically, which would cause a season-long content drought? Do you really expect id Software to produce 2 seasons worth of cosmetics for 1 season, over a singular day? Of course not, they're going to do the smart thing and make the event last the season instead of potentially overworking the staff.
That's odd. 2. 4th of July is incredibly political. Uncle Sam is military propaganda, US military propaganda, running around with a USA branded across his chest and in, you know, stars and stripes colors. If that's acceptable, if that's okay to promote that for a month in Doom, then suddenly them not doing Pride Month feels very, very, very strange.
Didn't you just say that you didn't have an issue with them not having content dedicated to Pride Month?
Most games did Pride-themed events and unlocks. Now, I'm not saying Doom should have done that, I'm just surprised it didn't, because a lot of other games did.
I mean, they can't even keep their own arguments straight. And if you want an explanation of this, then I'll use your own words against you, my guy, because you literally explained how this isn't military propaganda and is perfectly okay yourself.
Because it's not like, you know, if you put a mancubus in a hot dog, you're not representing hot dogs. Like, it's just, you're just putting a fun thing into your game, you know? It's not really saying anything deeper.
Just replace what you said here with the 4th of July Doomslayer skin and boom, you have your explanation of why this is not at all a big deal.
Because then it's definitely not about it being political, because this is politics. This is, like, straight up patriotism, which is political.
Okay, and what exactly is wrong with that? I personally don't see a country celebrating the fact they aren't ruled by the British Empire as political. But even if you do, how is it remotely tasteless?
But third, and this is the thing that bugs me the most, and the reason I really wanted to talk about this, it goes against the Doomslayer's, like, backstory.
Ah yes, because it's totally not like the other skins have not gone against the Doomslayer's backstory.
So, if you don't know, in Doom Eternal it's revealed once and for all that the Doomslayer is the same Doom Marine as in the original Doom. And in the original Doom, I don't have the game with me right now, but I have the novelization here. In the original Doom, the reason the Marine is on Mars and Deimos is because he was on Earth in the US military, and his commanding officer ordered to fire on civilians, which the Doom Marine refused to do, so he assaulted his commanding officer.
How the fuck does this prove it goes against his backstory? The 4th of July is to celebrate the USA's independence. This doesn't prove anything to do with why the Doom guy wouldn't celebrate the 4th of July. If anything, it only proves why he would.
And was put in military arrest and moved to the Martian military base. That's the backstory. It's in the novelization, it's in the manual for the original Doom game. It's like, it is the backstory for the first Doom. It is key to the Doom Slayer character.
And since then, The Doomslayer fights for humanity, not for the US.
Do you not think the US is a part of humanity or some shit? Like the fuck? How does US independence and fighting for humanity contradict each other?
The US military wronged him. The US military was framed as pretty horrible. The US military have also been, using the UAC as a weapons contractor. That's part of canon. So, for him to be branded with US military propaganda, even just as a joke, is so disrespectful to the character.
So in your logic, because one commanding officer of his wronged him, that means he somehow hates the entire US? Even though they would have been one of the only things helping to stop the demonic invasion when it happened. If anything, he would see them as an ally now, not an enemy. And either way, this is not at all a big deal and is not an insult to the character any more than the Santa skin was. Plus, you clearly don't care about the lore if your favorite game is Doom 3 because it doesn't currently fit into the canon Doom storyline.
And it really, really bugs me because it's emblematic of a larger theme that we've been seeing in pop culture, where stuff that had maybe not a forced message, but some kind of internal message about, militarism or capitalism or corporatism, stuff like that.
The cat's back. Every time they start saying something really moronic, the cat shows up to try and stop them. I'm honestly impressed with the cat, and at the same time it makes all this the more funny since even their cat thinks they should shut the fuck up.
It gets just sort of watered down until it's no longer part of the themes at all. We see this with stuff like Rambo going from, First Blood, which is a story that criticizes the US military and the US government for actions about the Vietnam War and mistreatment of soldiers coming back from the Vietnam War, to Rambo being in Call of Duty, a military co-funded military shooter.
Maybe it's because it ain't that deep, bro, and you're more than overreacting to all of this.
This is ugly and, in my opinion, incredibly disrespectful to the Doom canon, to just the original game at all. It's just really disrespectful. I don't like it, and it's been bugging me for 2 days now.
Holy shit, my guy, go outside and touch some grass. In no world should non-issues like these be bugging you for 2 days.
So I decided to make a video on it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who think it's fine and don't think it's a big deal, because oh, it's just a fun skin, it doesn't mean anything, Yeah, well, if so, then why wasn't there a Pride skin?
Because it would more than likely end up extremely similar to the Doomicorn skins podium, and then they'd have tons of news articles as well as videos made on them about how they made a lazy Pride skin in order to virtue signal, and once again, I thought you said them not doing anything for Pride wasn't an issue. Now, we have finally reached the end of that weird as fuck video, so with all that being said, please do not forget to do all the things YouTubers love to beg you to do, aka check out my Discord, Twitter, as well as like, comment, and subscribe, so that I'll see you all in the next video.